All right, so let's head into the questions really quickly. So question 27 actually is a short answer question, and this should look familiar to you because this is also the short answer question that was on your Harrison Bergeron unit test. So you guys have seen this question before, and if you answered it and got points on your unit test, you should be able to answer it and get points on your final exam. So let's take a look at this question. It says there are currently 27 amendments to the United States Constitution. What can you infer about the government and life in general in 2081 based on the amount of amendments to the Constitution? So we're going to spend a little time talking about this question because I did notice in the unit tests that there's some misconceptions here. So what this question is asking you is not to look at our real life government and say what you think about it. I'm asking you to make some inferences about the government in the story, Harrison Bergeron. So what do you think happened between modern times and this fictional story in the year 2081? What do you think could have happened to lead them to have so many amendments, right? We only have 27 right now, and in the story, the Constitution has 213 different amendments. So a lot has changed between now and the year 2081 in this story. So this question is asking you to make inferences about the government. So what is the government like? What kind of influence does it have on people's everyday lives? What kind of life do you think they live? What kind of involvement do you think the government has? So you're looking at the story. You're not saying what you think our real life society might be like in 21 or in 2081. You're not saying you know, basically you're looking at it as a story. You're not looking at it as real life. So based on the fact that they've added fictionally, they've added so many amendments, what ideas based on the story can you have about the government? Now, a lot of times I'll see answers for this that say things like, well, I can infer that the government has made a lot of new rules. That's a pretty obvious inference. We know that they've made a lot of new laws because of all of the new amendments, right? So I'm asking you to dig a little bit deeper than that. I'm asking you to use examples from the story Harrison Bergeron, from the section that we read, and what you know about life in 2081 in the story Harrison Bergeron. I'm asking you to use those details to kind of say, this is what I think life is like for the people and for the government of 2081. All right, so let's go ahead. I'll give you guys a minute to think about that, and then in the next recording, we'll go over what I'm looking for an answer there.